Not even gonna lie, man, it's hard to operate with this camera in one hand. But we did it, man. We at the shop, man. Gotta get to work. If y'all new to the channel, damn, I left my light on in there. Like I just got all this money, just left the damn office light on, man. If y'all new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. It's your boy Bezo with Wheels, man. Like I said, I'm trying to operate with one hand as best as I can. I got 8 stitches in here. Long story short, smashed it with a forklift. Everybody keep asking me how. Like, it was a rail underneath the forklift. And I was like, hold on, big dog, I got you. I'm gonna grab the rail. When as soon as I reached under the bottom of the forklift, the rail was right here underneath. And when he rolled backwards, my hand rolled with the rail and got stuck in between the rail. And I was like, bro, back up, back up, back up, back up. And he rolled back forward, and then I got my hand out. And then the rail actually went through my hand. I had a hole in there. So that's what required me to get the stitches. Now, but that's besides the point, man. It's grind time. We're gonna try and do what we can. Yesterday I came in, backed these cars out. It sucked because the Tahoe was dead and the Camaro was dead, and the only thing that was flowing was this Impala. So yeah, so what we'll do today, let me just come in here and make sure everything's straight. Probably just look at my schedule. Look, take your shoes off, take your shoes off. All right, Bezo. I'm gonna just give y'all pretty much like a broad idea just on what I do when I come in and, you know, decide to clock in. Still ain't got my clock in, clock out machine all the way set up yet, but it's out the box. Come in, I just look at my cameras and make sure ain't nobody creeping through here. I got my cousin, and the rest of that is me, clearly. Make sure ain't nobody. All right, cool, we good. Ain't nothing missing, none of that. But whoa, don't do my dirt on camera, no sir. Come in and look at my calendar. Check out the calendar. Oh, I got an appointment today. Now my fiance, she's the one that's gonna be in and out of here, kind of keeping up with my schedule and stuff like that, so I don't get too unorganized, because I don't be doing paperwork and books like that, like I should be. But that's all a part of the game. So nothing really important that I'm missing for today. I just know I do got an appointment today. And that's just to look at a car. So we good in here. I gotta attempt to put my shoes on. Got my work shoes now, so especially can't be using my hands. So y'all bear with a brother. So damn. All right, man. So I had an appointment yesterday. That went smooth. But it did tell me if my finger still feels the way it feels in 3 weeks from now, then I have to get surgery, because more than likely I cut a nerve in half. But he said let's hope that it's just a damaged nerve, meaning that my finger is the nerve is all bruised up and it feels funny. It does feel funny. My whole index finger feels really funny. So it just feels like I hit a funny bone. And like I said, 3 weeks, if it feels like that, then they're gonna have to go in and reattach the nerve. But besides that, man, it's grind time. We got to get to it. I really want to go ahead and start. This isn't scheduled to get touched until the 25th. So we're not going to touch this until the 25th. But I did go ahead and jump on it on a weekend, kind of give myself a little leeway, because I knew I had this, and that. So got 4 projects on the schedule that's here. I want to go ahead. This is priority because we've had this. I've already chopped it up with the customer. We worked out some arrangements. Like I said, I definitely appreciate him for understanding what's been going on. And then this happened, so this kind of slowed me down. But it ain't stopping shit. So we own it. I can't wait to use the welder and the sandblast. I ain't even used that yet. I'm kind of, my bad, y'all. So this is what happens when you don't have a schedule for yourself the day before you come to work. Is you look for keys for 2 hours, and then you try to figure out what you want to start on, what you want to go about, how you want to go about the day. So I think today we're just gonna go ahead and, my bad, it's all bouncy. I think today we're just gonna hop on this Tahoe. We're gonna bust this one down. We're gonna hit it with some 600 grit all the way around it, because we're gonna have to restart this bad boy, unfortunately. Now, the reason we're gonna have to restart this is because it's too many dark areas, and on candy, you cannot touch up candy. You can get and sometimes you can get away with it, but most cases you can't. In this case, it's just I'm already too deep in a hole. to try and touch up on everything. Like I said, if y'all new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for real. We got to fix those dark areas. The dark areas right there. It's got some splashiness over here. Got another dark area, so it's just too deep to fix that. All right, real quick, before we move on the other side, we might have some beginners watching my channel, watching this particular video. So when it comes to sanding, man, it's kind of it's pretty straightforward. You slap your paper on there, you start DAing. You can go up and down, left and right. But as soon as it starts showing these pigtails, that means it's normally time to change out your sheet. So if you're kind of wondering, like, how long am I supposed to be sanding before I rip a new one, it'll start drying up on you. Sometimes it do this, sometimes it won't. This particular clear, I always had this issue, but I just like the way it lay down. So I don't mind fighting. In most cases, I'm not having to sand the clear. But yeah, so when you having these issues, don't be overwhelmed. Just sometimes when it clogs up, I'll even run the DA on my thigh for a split second, and then I'll look at it, and then all of those clogged areas will be gone, and I can get a little bit more life out of the sandpaper. So, like I said, that's what that is. Pigtails, it just means your DA is clogged. Your sandpaper is clogged. So, but for the most part, this is kind of how you want it. I'm gonna probably buzz over it one more time. So you see how just smooth this area is. It's just super smooth. It doesn't look like this. It doesn't look like paint showing, and it doesn't look like dots like that. Now, since it's gonna be sealer, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. That sealer is gonna cover up a lot of shit. This is 600 grit. You can actually seal over as low as 320 grit. If this was 320, it still would have been fine. As a matter of fact, when I first sanded this, I used 320 and we sealed right over the 320. I use primer sealer. Primer sealer is it pretty much hides your imperfections. Say you got like a minor chip, a minor scratch, or a minor area that has like a little bit of bodywork, you can get away with just a little bit when it comes to sealer. Primer is more thicker and more aggressive. Sealer is like, man, this damn thing is damn near flawless. So I just rather go ahead and seal it. If you seal it, you don't have to sand the sealer. I normally seal it, put the silver on top, then I put my red on top. So that's what we're gonna have to do to this whole process right here. So we're gonna go ahead and jump on the other side and then knock that bad boy out. right, now that we got both sides sanded, man, to make sure to assure that you got a pretty good sanding job, I would take like a micro fabric rag. Now over time, when you kind of advance, you'll know whether or not you did a good sand job without having to use a rag. Just wipe it down. Any shiny areas, that means you missed it. I would highly recommend you hit your shiny areas. All right, man, we in the office, got to take an essential water break. Boss says I get to take a water break. We're going to take a little break, and then we're going to rearrange some cars. We'll probably roll that Tahoe in the booth, and then we'll roll that Mero in here, and then put that Mustang. The Impala and the Impala SS. We'll put the Impala SS in here last. That way, when I'm done sanding, I can just head on out of here. I ain't got to move around cars and stuff like that. So, we'll put that Impala in here and just jump on the Impala and start sanding that. All right, man, as y'all can see, we got the 1995 Impala SS in here. It's going back black. We're going to keep the gold trim. Now, this particular one has quite a bit of body damage. Well, not quite a bit. It's got about 5 or 6 on each side. I didn't see any on the roof, but when we prime it, primer will actually tell you if it'll show you imperfections. So when you prime it and you sand it down with some 4, 6, 800 grit, doesn't matter. It'll reveal, you know, those low spots and those high spots. So we are going to prime this. Now we're going to take care of the body work. First, we got our DA, we got the roller sandpaper, and then we got our vertical DA right here. Vertical, horizontal, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, we're going to take this Impala SS off because we got some new ones. Now, you can go about the blocking it. I would highly recommend, see, when I first started, I used the DA to take care of my dents and dings. But I would highly recommend you to block it. Use a block. Use a flat block. This might hurt. Anyway, so got your flat block. The flat block, the reason you don't want a DA is because when you actually DA this, you're actually going to dig it out. The DA is not flat enough. It's not consistent like a block. You're not going to be able to dig anything out if the block is flat. But if the DA, if you use a DA, it's not flat. And then when you start hitting these angles, like so, you're leaning into the dent. So before you know it, if I did this with my eyes closed long enough, and then open my eyes, all that Bondo that I just laid down gonna be out. So you use a block. But when you get fancy, this wasn't a major investment. It wasn't a whole lot. Got it from Harbor Freight, but it took me about 1.5 years to get one of these. So I finally got one. So makes the job easier. Now we're just gonna go ahead and sand our areas out. I'll probably do it with, I might buzz over it with the DA. Now the main reason you kind of want to use a DA, I would say the only reason to use a DA on a small dent such as that is to shave down the amount of Bondo you're gonna have to block through, because you don't want to overwork yourself. So use that DA and kind of shave it down. Then when you get it decent enough, then you chase it with the block. So all this extra stuff you can just buzz down with the DA. Them heavy lines or the extra Bondo, especially up here, we're probably just gonna knock this down with like some 80 grit and then just chase it with like some 120 or some 150. It don't matter. All right, so you might have certain angles that you need to get to, which requires you to, it don't really necessarily require you to get a certain block, but they had this one on sale, so I grabbed it because it's gonna be great for certain areas like these. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the right grit for the sticky vertical pads such as this. I will load up probably this weekend, grab what I need so I can get the job done. So got a dent right up on that crevice, so perfect. Boom. Do that for a little bit. Cross. Cross it again. Now, this was 80 grit. I would say do 80 grit for a little bit and then jump to something a lot smoother. I'm probably, it might be too big of a jump. Sometimes you gotta, it's like a personal preference. Just gotta figure out how high do you want to jump with. Now this is 80 grit. The lower the number, the rougher it is. The higher the number, the smoother it is. So I would recommend probably go up probably 100 and something. So this 80 grit, I'm gonna probably take it to, I'm gonna try 150. If 150 ain't getting rid of the 80 grit scratches, then I'm gonna bring it down a notch. I'll probably do like some 120. I think 120 would be pretty decent. But I think I'm gonna try to get it to about 320 because I like to just prime right over the prime about 320 grit. Prime over, I mean, you can prime over 180. Like I said, a lot of people do it different. I'm still new in the game. I'm 2 years in the game. So I'm just trying to figure it out myself. Now, it might be some of you guys that's like, that's ridiculous. I'd never prime over 120, 220, 320. I'm doing what works for me. And I've been doing it for about 2 years now, and it's been working. So, haven't had any issues with bodywork. Now, how I lay it down is trash. You ain't got to tell me that. This is a little more excessive jobs, so we're just gonna block it. I'm not about to keep doing the DA, we're just gonna block it. All right, man, as y'all can see, we finally got the Bondo laid down. Most of the body work is done on this bad boy. So we got 2 spots we got to take care of, and then this thing is ready to prime. So we're going to take care of that spot on this door. It was a low spot, and then I actually missed the area on this bottom half. So we're going to block both those out before we leave, and then this thing will be ready to prime. So we'll mask up the glass, take off the headlights and tail lights, and then we'll prime it. So I don't know when we're gonna prime it. Just depends on how soon we get this paint, because that Tahoe is priority right now. Then this is next. Then it'd be the Cadillac and then the Miro. So trying to think. Wow, man, I didn't think I was gonna be this far today. So I came in, put in some work. So the work definitely paid off. So we'll jump on it first thing tomorrow morning, and then we'll pick up where we left off. So we might come in tomorrow and hit all the parts and the jams. Then this will be officially done sanded. The tire will officially be done sanded, and then this we can actually mask up for prime. Well, no. We'll go over it one more time with the DA, making sure we hit all of our areas, making sure that we got a good clean cut all the way around the car to apply some primer. So we might go over it with some 120. Yeah, we might prime over 120 or 180. It just depends. But yeah, man, y'all hit the subscribe button, man. We're gonna get on out of here. Let's get it.